Anytime you have extra mangoes, you're gonna wanna make this jam. It's delicious. Welcome to the Salted Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. Today's recipe is for a very quick and easy jam made with mangoes and jalapenos, no extra sugar, and it is so yummy and easy to make. And I'm gonna do it on my portable induction cooktop. You can make this on the stove. You can double the recipe and make it in your Ninja Foodi or your Possible Cooker Pro. Anything that has a heat source is perfectly fine to make this. The reason I decided to use a pot on the stove is because it is a small batch. So I didn't want to have too much surface area, and this size pot works great. So 2.5 quarts, 2 to 3 will work fine. You need 3 ripe mangoes. You want to peel them and then chop them any which way, it doesn't matter. Then we're gonna pop them into a food processor, just sort of pulse blend a little bit. The size that you chop them up is completely up to you, but I like to get them almost pureed, but with a little bit of texture. The important thing is you wanna end up with 1 cup of a mango puree. And every time I've made the recipe, 3 mangoes did the trick. If you're a little shy or a little over, that's not gonna matter. But you definitely don't want less than 3/4 of a cup. Oh my gosh, these smell so amazing. So the mangoes I get every year from a follower of mine and a friend named Sue, and she's in Florida, and she's got this magnificent mango tree, and she sends me a box every year, and every year I have to come up with a new recipe, and this one was for the jam, and I didn't know how it was gonna turn out, but it was so delicious, and I can think of a ton of different ways to use it, and I'm gonna go over that a little bit later in the video. So we have 1 cup of our mango puree. Put it right into your pot here. And I should describe the flavor profile of this jam because you can make changes to it to make it a little bit sweeter and a little bit less tart. What I was going for was sort of like the mango jalapeno jam that you might put over a block of cream cheese and serve with crackers. That was what was in my mind. But the first time I made it, I didn't put as many jalapenos in, and I didn't put as much vinegar in, and I put more of the sweetener in, and it was on the sweet side, and it was delicious, and it was really good on like a turkey sandwich, or it would be really good on toast or something like that. So this is one of those recipes that you can play around with the ingredients to get the balance that you like. What I'm making today is gonna be slightly spicy and a little bit tangy from the vinegar. I'm using apple cider vinegar. I think it pairs really nicely. You could use white vinegar. You could use any vinegar, not balsamic though. That won't do the trick there. It will turn it really dark and you wouldn't like that. 1/4 cup. So once your mango and your vinegar is in, turn your stove on about medium heat. And we're gonna bring this to a boil and then let it simmer for a few minutes. This is a great time to break up any larger chunks of the mango that you don't want that big in your jam at the end, okay? Now, mangoes are naturally low in pectin, and we are not adding any extra sugar. We're gonna use some sugar substitutes. I'm using allulose and Swerve. I'll explain why I'm using both in a little bit. So we need to pick the pectin that's gonna work, and that is low sugar or no sugar dry pectin is what I'm using. This is the brand. There's a couple of different brands. This is the brand that I've been using. We're gonna use 1 tablespoon of it, and I have that right here. Doesn't go in quite yet though. Now make sure you keep an eye on this because it is thicker. You want to stir it as it's boiling. We don't want it to scorch on the bottom, so just give it a stir every few minutes. Now, how much jalapeno pepper you use is completely up to you. If you want it on the sweet side and more for like toast, maybe just add a tablespoon. Personally, I like about 3 to 4 tablespoons. I think that gives it a really nice kick, but it's completely up to you. All right, so I'm gonna go with 3 here. Oh, you know what? What am I gonna use that little bit left over for? Little spice. All right, so give that a stir now, and let's talk about our sugar substitute. So we've got our tablespoon of pectin. I have a 1/4 cup of allulose. This is just plain allulose. And then I have 1 tablespoon of granulated Swerve. You could use all allulose. You could use more if you wanted it sweeter. You can use less if you want it less sweet. It's up to you. I just found this to be a nice balance of the two. Now, one thing you should know is when we're using a sugar substitute in a low sugar or no sugar jam, it is not going to be as firm of a set as you get with sugar. So you could use half sugar and half the allulose and kind of get a balance if you wanted a firmer set for your jam. Now, important, mix these together. So the pectin with the allulose and the Swerve, mix them all together. Now, what I like to do with this, and oh yeah, we definitely need to keep stirring, is get it to the point where it's boiling, but it won't stir down, which we are pretty much there right now. So even as I'm stirring, it is still boiling away. That's what we want. Now we're gonna drop the temperature with our pectin and the sugar a little bit, or sugar substitute, I should say. So go ahead and dump that all in, mix it around. And then we are gonna bring it back up to a boil that won't stir down. And I do another thing with this jam. It's not just about the boiling. I also let it reduce until I can scrape the bottom and it stays separated for a little bit. I find that gives me the best set at the end after it refrigerates. So keep stirring, keep stirring, keep stirring, and let it heat. This will probably take about 5 minutes. Oh, I almost forgot. A little bit of salt. Just a 1/4 teaspoon sprinkled right over the top here. And that just brings out all the flavors. It's optional. You don't have to use it, but I always do. And I think it just kind of pops the sweetness and brings everything together. Now, if it's really boiling and popping out of your pot, like mine just kind of did, just keep on stirring, or you can turn your heat down a little bit, but that's going to take a little bit longer then to get that separation on the bottom. Another thing you can do right now is give it a little taste. And I do that sometimes to see if it's spicy enough, sweet enough, or if I feel like I need to add something else. Oh, that's perfect. Oh my gosh. I don't think it needs anything. It is so perfect. It's got the right balance of sweet, tangy, and spice. But you know what I forgot to put in? My lime packet. And it's not too late. We can do that right now. Usually I'll use a full lime and zest it and then 1 tablespoon of the lime juice. But I didn't have any the other day and I made a batch of this and I used a packet of the true lime. And I thought it tasted better. So either one works fine. 1 tablespoon of lime juice and the zest of 1 lime, or one of these little handy packets. The other thing you can tell as it's getting ready to be done is it starts to get a little glossier. And we are pretty much there. Now look at the bottom as I go across. I can start to see the separation. I would say we need maybe 1 more minute. I don't usually take a temperature of my jams. I think you can go by visual just as easy. And we are pretty much there. It looks nice and glossy and it's perfect. So I'm gonna turn this off and pop it right off the heat because we don't wanna scorch it. And now you have a couple of choices. If you want to quick chill it, you can put it in like a shallow metal tray and put it in the refrigerator. If you have time and you're going to keep it in the fridge overnight, go ahead and put it right into a little jar. Okay, this is a 8-ounce canning jar. This will make about a cup of jam. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it right in here and pop it into the refrigerator. The other thing you could do is put some on a plate and put it into the freezer for a real quick set. But I don't usually worry with that. All right. Oh my gosh, this looks so beautiful. So beautiful. And there we go. Now I got a little bit on the side, so I'm gonna wipe that off. Put your lid on, pop it in the refrigerator, let it go overnight when it's deep like this, shallow, couple of hours, and you'll be able to scoop it out. And I'm gonna give you some ideas on how to serve it. So the first pairing with this delicious jam is some air fryer Brie. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. This just seemed like a natural pairing. So I just took a wheel of Brie and air fried it until it was a little gooey in the center. Looks beautiful. I've got a few little pieces of bread here. Of course, if I was serving this to guests, I would have some grapes and some other things, but you could pile it right on top. That would be fine. That's how I would serve it. But I'm not going to do that today because I want to be able to reheat this. So right now, I'm just going to take a little bit of the Brie. All right. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh, this is perfect. Air fryer Brie is super easy too. I'll have to get a little recipe. It's not really a recipe, but oh my gosh, there we go. And then some of this delicious jam right on top. Oh, it looks so good. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so good. Oh my gosh, that is so delicious. The perfect balance of flavors. All right, that is a winner. But now, I've got something else for you guys to try. And I'm working on this recipe. So as soon as it is completed, I will get it out because this is so unique. I guarantee you won't find this anywhere else. So what I did was I had some leftover turkey that I made and I chopped it into small dice. I put it with some red bell pepper, a little bit of jalapeno pepper, some diced mango, and then with the jam, I made a little dressing, and the dressing is 2 parts crema, 1 part jam. And the seasoning is a special blend of a little jerk seasoning. So this has a little spice, but then the crema cools it down, the jam balances it out, and I took a little taste and I was amazed by it. So this is something you could make a sandwich, you could put on crackers. I'm just gonna put a little bit right here and give it a little taste. Oh my gosh, I know it's delicious. Now my lettuce is a little wimpy here, so let's just get that off. And then, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Unbelievable, right? Jam, crema, turkey salad. Wow. That is so amazingly delicious. I can't believe it. Wait for this recipe. Make the jam, put it in the fridge, and then make both of these. Absolutely delicious.